Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us again tonight for some live crafting. So today's card, I'm going to show you how to do a fancy fold, which is called a pop-up and twist card. Now these cards look really impressive and really complicated, but as with everything, once you know how to do it, they're actually really easy to do. So I did a whole load of Christmas cards this way one year. So believe me, if you can do lots of them easily, then that's the sort of card I like to make for Christmas. Hey, Linda, lovely to see you. Glad that you're joining us. So, anybody else who's logging on, be sure to say hello. It'd be lovely to chat and say hi. And as always, I'm just going to get straight to it. So, today's card, I'm going to be using the Hydrangea Haven stamp set and the suite of cards, the suite of papers that go with it. But let me start off by showing you. This is just one of the this one's done in Cherry Cobbler, but this is to show you how a pop-up and twist card works. So when you open it up, inside you've got this twisting mechanism. Hey Debbie, lovely to see you. Yeah, so this is the kind of card that I'm going to show you how to make today on the live. As I say, it looks complicated, it's really not. So stick with me and I'm going to show you how we do this. So first of all, we're going to make our inner mechanism. So this is one that I've prepared in advance, but I'm going to start with a blank piece of card and show you exactly how it's done. So this is an A4 sheet of card, and what we're going to do first of all is, I'm not going to use the trimmer to begin with, I'm just going to use my trusty bone folder, and I'm going to fold it in half. So I'm folding short edge to short edge like that and scoring well. So I have turned my A4 sheet of card in half like that, and then I'm going to open it up and do it again in the other direction. No, I'm not. I'm just thinking about this. It's not a full A4 sheet you start with. You see, already I've got things wrong. I'm glad that there's only a couple of us watching. Okay, don't start with a full A4 sheet. Your sheet is going to be 20 centimeters by 28 and a bit. You need to take a centimeter off of the top and the bottom. Remember doing this now. I did do one of these the other day, but you know that way you just kind of jump straight in, you think you remember what you're doing. So 1 centimeter off the long end and 1 centimeter off the narrow end. Okay, right, let's go back to what I was doing. So you're going to take your piece of cards and you're going to fold it in half. So the good thing is that when I make mistakes, it means that you remember, oh, Emma made that mistake last time, I must remember not to do that. So hopefully you do. Hey Ali, lovely to see you as well. So once you've folded it in half that way, we're going to fold it in half this way. Again, just corner to corner, long end to long end. Use trusty bone folder, get it creased. So we've got our piece of A4 card with a centimetre off of both sides, and we folded it into quarters. The next thing we're going to do, because this is the shape we're aiming for, so we're going to cut these bits off here. So these bits measure, I believe it's 10 centimetres, and it measures in at 5 centimetres. So what we're going to do is we're going to score at the 5 centimetre mark along. So this is my scoring blade that I'm doing here, 5 centimetres, and then I'm going to flip it around and do 5 centimetres at the other side as well. Yeah, Ali, you're really good at all the fancy folds as well. I've seen some of your cards, they're beautiful. So there we go. So I've got 5 centimetres scored there and 5 centimetres scored there. It's hard to see in the light, but they are there. And so now I'm going to turn it around and score at 10 centimetres. So 10 centimetres from that end and 10 centimetres at this end. So now what I want to do, you can kind of see my score lines there. I'm basically going to cut these corners out, but I want to do slight diagonals on them. So the easiest way I found to do this, so line it up to my 5 centimeter mark, because that's where my score line was. And then I'm going to find my 10 centimeter score. Right there. And cut the line there. Put it down and cut there. So I've got these bits coming off there like that. And I'm going to do the same around the other side. So again, line it up to my 5 centimeters. And I'm going to find, you'll be able to see this a lot easier because you won't have these massive overhead lights. But going down at my score marks like that. And then just with scissors, what I'm going to do is trim. So instead of being bang on my 5 centimeter score mark, I'm going to go in maybe about half a centimeter, and I'm just going to cut a portion away like that. And I'm going to do the same for all 4 corners. These scrap bits, keep a hold of them. They are brilliant for when you next need a bit of white card to do a sentiment or something like that. So I have a big pile of them from when I did the Christmas cards. Right, okay. So now we've got our shape, and believe it or not, that is your mechanism. What we're going to do next is, you've got your central crease line here. Hey Bridie, lovely to have you joining us. And I've got my central crease line here. So what I'm going to do is I'm folding this so that this central crease matches up with that central crease, and then the same on the other side. Now, it's not the same as doing a diagonal here, all right? You're not folding diagonally there, you're folding this line to the center of this line, okay? It's best to kind of just do it at one side and then kind of flick it over. Make sure you've got it at the other side. It should go through the center crease there, and you end up there. So can you see it's not quite diagonal straight from corner to corner, because you've got this little bit here as well. But it is central crease line to central crease line. That's the thing to remember. All right. And the same at that side. And then you're going to open it up and do the same here. So central crease line goes to central crease line. And once you've done one at one side, kind of turn it over and do it the other. By the time you've done 20 of these, honestly, you'll be able to do them with your eyes shut. And do the crease there too. Have that nice and creased. So now you've got your central line, which goes like that. And basically, this whole piece should fold in together like that. There you go. So you get this bit of an origami fold type thing going on in the middle. You've got these 2 wings that fold in, and this bit that goes over the top. And that is how our mechanism comes together. Okay? So once you've got that piece, the next thing you want to do is do your outer card blank. So I'm using Gorgeous Grape here. You know me well, you know I am a sucker for Gorgeous Grape. It's one of my favourite colours. And I'm cutting this in half. So that's 10.5 centimetres by a full A4 sheet of card. But what I also want to do is, see with this other bit, I'm going to cut it at 8 centimetres. So I've got a long 8 centimetre strip, and then lengthwise I'm going to cut it to 28 centimetres like this. Okay, and then this strip that I've got, I'm going to score it at every 7 centimetres. So I'm going to take it up to 7, and I'm going to score. So it's scoring at 7. Then take it down to 14, and take it down to 21, and then 28 is my final panel. So I have this strip, which will now fold into 4 equal pieces like that. just make them nice and firm. Like that. Oh, that looks really weird. Look at the colour of that. That is really odd. I think I've obviously had a pack of cardstock that I've left out in the sun too much. I've never seen cardstock like that before. Let's just do that again, because I don't want it to be one colour on one side, one colour on the other. Okay. Anybody else have their cardstock fade like that? It's not normally that bright in Scotland for me to get fading. Goodness, I think this video is just going to end up being my blooper reel, because I've made so many mistakes already today. Let's hope that I've had my quota of mistakes and that the rest of the video will be completely error-free. Was that a silly thing to say? Am I now going to make 20 more mistakes before the end of it? Place your bets. So, scoring at 7. Getting deja vu here. 14. 21. And then I'm cutting this at 28. There we go. All right, and now I have my piece of card like that. I've got my little 4 panels. Yes, Ali, beauty of going live. What did they say? Never go on live TV with children or animals. Thankfully, I have neither. Tom's up the stairs. Don't know if he counts as kids or animals. Better not be watching me say this. Okay, so I've got my card blank here. And I've got this panel here. And I've got my mechanism. So, let's start to put it together. What I'm going to do with my mechanism, I'm going to take my trusty Tombow glue. Oh, goodness, now my glue's going everywhere. Yes. Generous, but not too generous. Blob of glue on the back there. And then I'm just doing it on one side, okay? So I'm going to line it up. The way you want it is with the point being in right up at the top of the crease. And then this bit, you want to position it so it's kind of equally spaced all the way around here. And the point is at the top. This is the beauty of Tombow. When you put it down, you've got a minute or two just to reposition it and check that it's where you want it to be. Make sure that it's all fine. Okay? And then once you've done one side, you're going to put glue on the other side at this point. And then you're going to fold over with your card blank and rub down. You might want to open it up, just do a little bit of positioning in there, make sure it's nice and straight. But basically, you're folding it down and shutting it that way. And then when you open it up, you're going to have these wing bits that come out. Okay. Now, you're going to put in your twisting mechanism. So, what you want to do, have your panel so that it's got the mountain part in the center. And this line here is going to line up with your central crease line that you've got in your card. Okay? So the whole thing won't fold completely flat, so don't force it. You can see there's like a wee bit of a mountain valley type thing going on there. So don't force it, but just lay it down and have this central line, as I say, this fold is going to be lining up with the score line that you've done. And you want to position it so that it's in the center as well, in between your score lines that you've got here. So once you've got it lined up where you want it to be, you're going to fold over this part here and this bottom part, so not the whole flap, just the bottom half of it, you're going to put some Tombow glue on there just that bottom section there, and you're going to stick this down and then just run your fingers over it. So it's basically only sticking down that quarter. Okay, this is quite important. If you stick the whole thing down, then the card's not going to work. So just stick down that quarter there. And then once you've done that, you're going to go over to the other side. And so you've stuck down the bottom corner there. So you're going to stick down the top corner here. Okay? So it's like opposite corners that are going to get stuck. So again, just the bottom corner of it, not the full flap, just that bottom bit. And then put it down and have the glue and press that and do it nice and firm. Okay. And then, if it's worked, your card should go in like there you go. So once you've done that, you can see as you open it, it pops out and twists, and as you close it, it pops in. Actually, not that hard. What did that do? Take me 10 minutes, 15 minutes? So what I want to do now is some decoration. And I'm going to make some panels to go on the inside here. So they are 8 centimeters high. So I'm going to take it to 7 centimeters high. Actually, that. And then they are, they're 7 centimeters wide. So I want it 6 by 7. So do 6 by 7. And there are 4 panels. So I want 4 of these. I did one of these for my gran recently. She is in hospital at the moment with COVID. Thankfully, she is now much better. She's getting home tomorrow, which is a relief. She's 93, so I've been very worried about her. And the fact that she's now well enough to be going home is a huge answer to prayer. So we're very grateful. Because, of course, we've not been able to go and visit her because of the dreaded C word. But we can't go and visit her at home either. She's in an old folks home. But anyway, I gave her one of these cards, and because she's my gran, I did letters printed out on each of these 4 panels that read GRAN. So if you've got anybody in your life who's got a 4-lettered name, then having a letter on each panel is a lovely way to do it. The other thing you could do, so at Christmas we had ones that said Noel. I suppose we've just had Valentine's Day, but you could have love. It'd be very pretty as well. What other 4-letter word? 4-letter words. I'm sure there's lots of 4-letter words. 4-letter words that are appropriate for card making. There we go. So you've now got these panels that you can write on, stamp on, decorate, and they all fold up like that. What I want to do, I want to decorate the front of my card. And I told you at the start that I'm using the Hydrangea Haven suite of products. So I'm just going to pull these out. This is actually what's featuring in my class by post for February. So if you are doing my class by post, then you will get this whole lovely bundle of goodies coming your way very shortly. The February sign up has closed, but if you are interested in any of the other class by post, just have a look at my website, craftwithemma.co.uk. Find all the information there that you need. So what I'm going to do is, these papers, aren't they just gorgeous? I mean, beautiful colours here. They're so summery and so fresh. Lots of Beautiful, beautiful papers. So I'm going to use this one. And yeah, the metallic acetate as well. Love them. Absolutely. So I'm going to cut a card blank out the front of this, go into front of my card. Let's do this. This I'm cutting at 9.5, and then my card method in the madness. That, and that will go over the top of my card here. Now, something I want to show you that I think is really quite cool, and will it actually fit? Yeah. Okay, so this particular suite of products has got the stamps and the dies that go with it. But what I have totally fallen in love with is the dies. I haven't used the stamps very much. I like the sentiments, but I need to use the flower ones more. But I've just been loving the paper. You can do so much with just the paper. Now this one, this is the die that I really love. So let me show you what I'm going to do. The flower on the front of that, I'm going to put the die on the top. Doesn't match it exactly. It's not one of these sets that's designed to coordinate together. I'm wondering if this will fit into my mini. Yeah, it will. It'll just fit in, even though the plates are slightly too narrow. But that's fine, because the die fits on perfectly. It's only really the die that I'm wearing. Let's put that on. And let's run it through. I just love my mini stamp emboss. Seriously, I love embossing anyways, cutting and embossing. And the mini one I just find so cute. Of course, I'm trying to do it on a slippy surface. I'm going to do it straight on the table. Come on. It knows it's on camera. That's why it's not behaving. Everything's out to get me tonight. So, when you cut out this shape, the whole part of this die has come out. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my pokey tool here. It's got lots of tiny little holes. So the first thing I want to do is make sure each of those holes are poked out. And then from the reverse side, with my pokey tool, I'm just going to push through each of these petals. You see that? So they aren't cutting holes. They're not designed to cut the hole out. They're just designed to kind of cut around part of the petals. Try saying that 10 times fast. So that you can push it through and get some added dimension. So just going to very quickly go around all of that. Doesn't take long at all. Suppose if you were doing 50 of them. And of course you can do this with a stamp as well, because the stamp here, or that part, in fact you would stamp that first and then that behind it to be a coloured in background, and then you use the die over the top and you get this beautiful, do you see that? It's kind of the texture that you get. See if I can show you the sides. It's beautiful. It's all raised up. So what I'm going to do now is, again with my trusty Tombow, put glue all the way around there. And I'm going to glue this to the front of my card. Right, and then this part I'm going to stick back into the hole. So it's a good idea just to practice first so you know which way around it's going. There we go. I'm going that way. And so I'm going to use my Tombow glue and try and go round the edges of this, and then just some of the bits in the middle, trying to avoid the petals if I can, because obviously I want the petals to be standing up. Get that lovely poked out effect. That's what I'm doing. So, around like that, and then just use my pokey tool to press down at the edges. There you go. So, can you see that? It's so the front of that flower, it's all raised and beautiful. Obviously you could do it with any of them, but I wanted to have it kind of central in my card like that. Okay, so I think the only thing that we're missing then from this card is a sentiment. So let's use one of these sentiments here. You make me smile. That sounds like a good one. So with one of my little offcuts of Whisper White that I had from before. Thank you, Linda. I'm glad you like it. Linda has done some beautiful Hydrangea Haven cards. So I've been very inspired by her beautiful work. You make me smile. Scrape. Thank you, Debbie. It is a lovely card, and it's one of these ones which I hope you will try and make. I'd love to see your designs if you do. So you make me smile. Again, the sentiments. I love the sentiments in this one. You've got "You make me smile," "The world is better because of you," "To an incredible woman," "You're amazing, capable of amazing things," "I appreciate all the little things you do," "For you, with love," "Congrats," "Thank you," "I love you." Beautiful, beautiful sentiments. That one, "To an incredible woman," I can see that being very useful come Mother's Day. So and then we're going to pop that. I think we're going to back it as well. So you know this trick, if you get another, so if you have your punched out sentiment and then get a second one of the punches, and which way will I cut it in half? This way or that way? Either way. Let's go this way. I'm going to slice it in half down the centre. And then on the back of my sentiment, I'm going to use Tombow. And then to place that half on that and that half on there like that. There we go. So that's how to use the same punch but get layered shapes like that. Yeah, the gold leaf. I've got the gold leaf, but I haven't used it yet. I need to find a big tub that I can open it out on, because you've got this, it's a decent sized tub, but then when you open it up, it really does go everywhere. So I have not yet been brave enough to open up my gold leaf, but I really must do it soon. Now, foam pads. Next. Foam pads, and I'm also going to use some more of the products from this suite. Yeah, there we go. The ribbon. So this is the Gorgeous Grape, the I'm sure it's sheer organza it's called. Yeah, sheer ribbon. go with that. So let's have a look at this. I think. Right. Pro tip for positioning your ribbon. Put your glue down first. Take a bit out for a large tub, Ali. That is a good tip. I'm so glad you're here. It's really useful getting tips from other people. So thank you. But yes, I am dying to use the gold leaf. Right. Adhesive first. And then, actually, fold it in half. Because what I want to do is down, up, and down. So I want that bit to be in the middle. And then that will go bit down. That. And then this one bit down. That. There we go. And you can faff around with it and change it a wee bit. Like that. And then foam pads. I wouldn't be that cheeky, Ellie. I wouldn't call you that. Here. And then I think just to finish this one off now, the pearls. One of the things I really love, so they've got these suites which have so many coordinating items. You've got the ribbon, you've got the papers, you've got the pearls, you've got everything that matches and coordinates. If you do decide to do one of my class by post, you'll always get the coordinating items that go with that suite and the card designs to help you make your creation. There we go. So that's our finished card. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go wild. What's the thing I always end up putting on my cards? Wink of Stella. I do love my Wink of Stella. And I think just having a touch of the Wink of Stella, to be fair, the last time I did this, because I sent them out in cards. Actually, if you did class by post last month, you got one of these cards as your customer card. So you might already have one. But what I did, so the first one I did it, and then I was like, oh no, I want Wink of Stella on. So I did Wink of Stella. And for the rest of them, I did the Wink of Stella first before I embossed, before I did the cutting. Because now I'm just going to have to poke some of these back up again because I've pushed them down too much. That's fine. They poke up fairly easy. He says, struggling to poke them up. But yeah, so just a tiny little, can you see the shimmer? The glitter from the Wink of Stella. I do love just that added tiny little bit of shimmer on there. Okay, and that is how you make a pop-up and twist card. So you've got your hydrangea on the front, your sentiment with the ribbon and the matching pearls, and then inside your pop-up and your panels ready for you to put whatever name down the centre you want. You can have your writing and your sentiments and everything. Okay. Well, look, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I hope you have enjoyed my little project. If you do make one yourself, then I would love to see them. Oh, let me flip the camera around. That's not meant to do this bit, isn't it? Hey, I get to see you. Hello. So thank you very, very much for joining us. I'm really, really grateful. It's always lovely getting to chat to you while I'm crafting. And hopefully you've enjoyed the card that I've made tonight. Hopefully I will see you next Wednesday as well, 7:30. And if there's ever anything you need, then just get in touch. Okay. Happy crafting. Oh, hi Heather. Bye. Bye. See you then. Okay. Take care everyone. Bye bye now. Bye.